The story opens with the actions of two thugs. Damn it, he shot my leg. Hey, let's go. Go find something, idiot. In the gloomy darkness, silent footsteps echo. This film studio is noisy and filthy. Day after day, the figure of a lonely young man appears and hides himself inside his tiny 16 square meters attic room. Do Hai size. Noodles again for dinner, huh? This is Do Hai, 25 years old. Occupation, unemployed. Note, currently working 3 part-time jobs, convenience store, barbecue grill restaurant, and seasonal labor. Even so, Do Hai has to admit that no matter how hard he works like a beast of burden, he never manages to save any money. The reason is simple: debt. A debt he must repay. No matter how miserable things get, he has to keep living to pay it off. While eating noodles, Do Hai feels utterly dispirited. He has no special skills at all, only a healthy body for labor, so there's no bright future waiting for him. Yeah, as Do Hai is lost in thought about his ordinary life, a line of text suddenly pops up in midair. Bong, Do Hai has awakened. Do Hai doesn't react right away, his hands mechanically lifting noodles to his mouth. Then Do Hai quickly spits them out. So hot. Damn it, you scared the hell out of me. Still, that line of text catches his attention. Awakening? Me? At that moment, Do Hai suddenly remembers a legend about awakenings. Some people call it a blessing, an opportunity to seize wealth and completely change one's life, sometimes even luckier than winning the lottery. However, Do Hai can't feel happy as he thinks. The problem is, you can only enjoy those things if you're alive. Entering the extremely dangerous tower. The future awaiting inside terrifies Do Hai, because you could be torn apart by monsters, frozen to death, burned alive in harsh environments, or die from poison, traps, or be crushed to death, and so on. A blackboard of horribly awful ways to die inside the tower, Star's safety guide. Do Hai gets to the key point. Thinking back on his daily life, Do Hai is that kind of person. Even when he sees injustice, he just closes his eyes and ignores it. Yeah, hello. And Do Hai always avoids dangerous situations at all costs. A nameless nobody at the bottom of society. That's him, Do Hai. He has lived like this for 25 years. He has never even stepped onto a construction site. After a while, Do Hai puts down his chopsticks and concentrates. But a fake awakening? Wait, is this really an awakening? Am I hallucinating from exhaustion? Sure enough, the blue screen from before disappears, the status window, but a moment later, another notification appears. Name, Do Hai. Linked to the Korean Black Tower, Level 1. Attribute, Summoning. Number of simultaneous summons. 1. Skill slot. Empty. Summoning attribute effect. Random target summoning. Ordinary skill. Can enter the tower once per day. Do Hai is shocked. It's real, not a dream. My attribute is summoning. According to that, Do Hai thinks about awakenings being granted an ability called an attribute. There are many types, including swordsmanship, spear techniques, shield skills, archery and martial arts, to gigantification, heavy strikes, summoning, healing, and many more. It can be said that among them, summoning includes spirits, mythical beasts, golems, demonic beasts, and so on. It is usually known as the ability to command specific summoned creatures. At this moment, Do Hai feels a sense of anticipation. What kind will I summon? Now that I've awakened, shouldn't I cast some super cool skill? Thinking that, he strikes a cool pose, thrusts his hand forward, and says, Summoning skill. Do Hai waves his hand. Random summon. However, nothing happens. Do Hai rubs his head and consoles himself. Right, it doesn't work outside. According to rumors, players' abilities, including skills, only take effect inside the tower and cannot be manifested in the outside world. Aside from checking the system status window, outside the tower, players are no different from ordinary people. At this point, Do Hai scolds himself. Anyone who browses the internet knows that. I really look like an idiot. He thinks gloomily. Outside the tower, skills can't be activated. Suddenly, a system notification appears. Beginning random summon. Do Hai's eyes widen in shock. What? A stream of purple light appears before him. From within that purple light, a skeletal figure emerges with a smile on its face. But Do Hai is utterly horrified. Wait, why is it working? He can't understand it. And a human? What's more, the skeleton even raises a hand to greet him. That's right. Sir, I am a human. Du-hai cries out internally. What the hell is this? Looking at the skeleton, Du-hai keeps wondering. The summon succeeded even though he's not inside the tower? And it's not a typical summoned entity like a spirit or a golem, but a human. Just then, the skeleton suddenly sniffs the air. He approaches Du-hai's bowl of noodles. Oh, may I have a bite? Du-hai can't bring himself to refuse. All of a sudden, Du-hai feels deep regret. Of all people, I ended up summoning a freeloader asking for food. Even so, the skeleton eats a huge mouthful very naturally and even smacks his lips. Damn it, they must have released a new spicy flavor. Seeing this, Du-hai is even more confused. Does he think mild flavor is spicy? He's just a freeloader asking for a bite, and he can't even handle spicy food. After thinking for a while, Du-hai still can't find an answer. In any case, this is hard to understand. Why can a skill activate outside the tower and summon a human? I've never heard of anything like this. Thinking so, he opens the status window, which displays lines stating that humans and demi-humans can be summoned. Summonable ranks are as follows: R rank, rare, SR rank, super rare, 2S, rank, special super rare up to LSSR, special legendary super rare. Full communication is possible between the summoner and the summoned being in all situations. This astonishes Du-hai. There are ranks? Suddenly, he feels like he's gotcha pulling a character in a game. At that moment, the status window displays another message. The summoned being is bound by 3 commandments. Du-hai is shocked. 3 commandments? Then, the screen quickly displays an explanation. 3 commandments of the summoned being. 1. The summoned being must prioritize protecting the summoner's life above all else. 2. The summoned being must obey the summoner's orders absolutely. 3. In the event of conflict between Commandment 1 and Commandment 2, Commandment 1 takes precedence. However, Du-hai looks at the skeleton with some doubt. Absolute obedience? This might actually be pretty good. Then who exactly is this guy? The summoned one. Suddenly, an information panel pops up. Mad Assassin of the Ruthless Guild. Name, Skeleton. Rank, Super Rare. Type, Human Assassin. Manifestation limit, 6 hours. Satisfaction evaluation. No cooldown time. 3 hours apply after dismissal. Skeleton was once the biggest headache of the Ruthless Assassin Guild, a truly insane man. However, his mission success rate was 99%. He even successfully assassinated a 5th Circle Black Mage. But his final moments make Du-hai feel overwhelmed. Suddenly, this information. At the same time, the surroundings around Du-hai begin to distort. Before he realizes it, he is pulled into a strange vortex of light. While floating, Du-hai sees a man in black charging toward him. It turns out to be Skeleton. He is rushing forward at incredible speed. Du-hai's eyes suddenly widen. He watches Skeleton in confusion. This is it. Du-hai suddenly realizes Skeleton's past, and a question pops into his head. But why did he tie bows on their heads? Is that why they said he was crazy? Did he use their hair as bait or something? What's more, Skeleton's gaze at that moment is utterly terrifying. Then, a line of text suddenly appears. His end was the result of a single mistake. At that time, Skeleton had reached the bed of his assassination target without a moment's hesitation. He raised his weapon high. A flash of light gleams in Skeleton's eyes. The strongest swordsman of the Empire. A bloody battle erupted. This is Skeleton's final memory. As Du-hai stands there dazed, Skeleton's gloomy voice echoes in his ears. What are you thinking about, sir? Seeing Du-hai flinch and fall backward, Skeleton hurriedly explains. I am sorry, sir. I just wanted to ask if there is anything you would like me to do. Du-hai tries to calm himself. Don't be afraid. It clearly stated that summoned beings must show absolute obedience to the summoner. Thinking that, he steels his resolve and exhales. Then, Du-hai enthusiastically orders Skeleton. Skeleton, wash the noodle pot right now. He does so happily. Yes, sir. Du-hai still isn't satisfied. Wipe the table too. Skeleton obediently complies. This leaves Du-hai astonished. Oh, he's fast. And he doesn't complain at all. Suddenly, Du-hai calls out to Skeleton again. Skeleton replies, Give me your command. Du-hai probes. Can you carry out unreasonable demands? Skeleton answers, I obey the summoner unconditionally, but Du-hai hesitates slightly. In that case, after pausing for a second, he finally blurts it out. Bark. Such an excessive command comes out, like ordering a dog. The atmosphere in the room instantly freezes, making him think he might have crossed a line. However, Skeleton still obediently does as told, leaving Du Hai bewildered. He was a powerful man in the past. His pride must have been immense. What if he suddenly goes insane? Du Hai raises his thumb as if confirming it. It truly is absolute obedience. At that moment, loud knocking sounds come from the door. A domineering voice shouts, Du Hai, you're in there, right? Open the door now. Du Hai turns pale. Damn it, I forgot. Today's interest payment deadline. Then, he gives an order. Skeleton, stand up. He immediately obeys. To understand this, one must mention Du Hai's past. He borrowed 10 million won. No bank would lend to him, so in desperation, he turned to loan sharks. His father slipped on ice and broke his hip. He needed money for the surgery, as well as his younger brother's college tuition. He had no other choice. He thought he could repay it quickly, but the principal remained untouched, and he had already paid over 5 million just in interest. He thinks to himself honestly, I know it was a stupid decision, but what else could I do? There was no other way. Even if I went back, I would make the same choice. Outside the door, the noise grows more violent. Du Hai, show your face. I was just checking if you're doing okay. Du Hai hurriedly calls out, Skeleton. Skeleton assumes a ready stance with anticipation. Just give the order. I'll take care of it and bring it back to you. Du Hai immediately refuses. No, that's not it. He's terrified. This would cause a disaster. Then, he pushes Skeleton into the bathroom to hide. Don't move. Shut your mouth and don't make a sound. Skeleton asks blankly, May I breathe? Du Hai replies, yes. Skeleton says, that's a relief. Then, a hand suddenly reaches out and grabs Du Hai by the collar. But Sung Ha isn't satisfied and continues to tempt him. If it's too hard, don't force yourself. If you're really desperate, you can sell your organs. Just one kidney would make life so much easier. Outside the door, a lackey suddenly speaks up. Doesn't that kid have a younger brother, boss? Sung Ha laughs loudly. We can take it from the little brother too. The younger the organs, the higher the price. Those words all reached Du Hai. C's ears. Sung Ha looked at him with contempt. Huh? What's with that look? You look like you're about to stab me in the face. After calming down for a moment, Du Hai, C awkwardly scratched the back of his neck. Come on, big bro, that's impossible. I'd never dare do something like that. Hearing that, Sung Ha finally left with his underlings. Watch yourself, unless you want to die a miserable death. After that, Du Hai, C turned to the side. Caught Zack, you really hid yourself perfectly. Caught Zack replied. That was your order, my lord. At this moment, Du Hai, C wearily sat down on the ground, suddenly feeling exhausted. Working overtime, awakening. Summoning a humanoid, and then loan sharks coming to collect debts. Debts, should I try climbing the tower? But he was scared. Having no money would be great, but a coward like me could never climb the tower. Suddenly, Kotzak spoke up. So what should I do now, my lord? Du Hai. C was curious. Is there something you want to do? If you want to go back, I can. The summoning. Before he could finish, SOC excitedly raised his hand. If that's the case, can I watch TV? It's been a long time since I last watched it. Seeing this, Du Hai, C thought to himself. He didn't know why this guy knew about TV and noodles. But whatever, he agreed anyway. All right, go watch. Kotzak happily thanked him. Thank you, my lord. I'll watch a few episodes. In the middle of the night, only Kotzak remained with those melodrama shows. Yen is Sion's daughter. You'll never see our child again. Why are you doing this to me? Meanwhile, Du Hai, C was lost in thought. Even though he was a summoned being, having someone around didn't feel so bad. Sounds from the drama played. I will take revenge. Suddenly, Du Hai, C felt that the feeling was actually quite comfortable. In his heart, the emptiness seemed to ease a little. Right. Until now I've always been alone, working myself to death. This is better. And so Du Hai, C fell into a deep sleep. A new day arrived. The alarm clock rang loudly. Du Hai, C sat up and looked around. Had Kotzak already been released from the summoning? Even so, he wasn't too surprised. That made sense. 6 hours already. There was a manifestation limit, after all. He must have looked at the status window in his sleep and caught SOC had already been released. After that, Du-hai, C jumped out of bed. Awakening, or whatever, he still had to get ready for work. The morning news was playing on TV. We bring you the hottest news. Du-hai, C brushed his teeth while listening. Early this morning in Zhongnu, Seoul, a cash-based illegal loan office was the site of a horrifying murder case. Du-hai, C suddenly paid attention. Wait, did they just say cash? The next words made the toothbrush fall from Du-hai, C's hand. There are 3 victims. All 3 were decapitated. Moreover, the report also mentions a truly shocking detail. The victims' heads were wrapped with red ribbons. Du-hai, C stood frozen. Decapitation and red ribbons. He thought of an impossible possibility. Caught Zach. Thinking that, Du-hai, C cried out in fear, "Comfort my ass. I just summoned a complete psychopath." The internet was flooded with images of the brutal murder case. Breaking news everywhere about the massacre at the cash loan office. Du-hai, C recognized the hand wearing a gold ring. Sung-ha's, and the heads tied with red ribbons. Du-hai, C trembled. I'm done for. I'm done for. I'm done for. He was utterly panicked. And even after looking again, he was certain it was caught Zach. Suddenly, a voice asked, "Excuse me." Sung-ha stepped forward and placed a head tied with a red ribbon on the counter. "Please calculate the payment for this." Du-hai, C felt like his nerves were about to explode. On top of that, Sung-ha added, "Aren't you going to call me?" At this moment, Du-hai, C couldn't hold it in anymore and shouted, startling the girl waiting to pay. "Hey, are you okay?" Du-hai, C replied awkwardly. I'm sorry. I'll process your payment right away." After leaving work, Du-hai, C wandered the streets. "I can't work like this. I'll take tomorrow off." His breathing grew heavy. Those people died. Suddenly he felt like he was a criminal. Was it because of me? Late at night, amid heavy snowfall, the system screen appeared again. Category: Mad Assassin of the Cruel Guild. Name: Caught Zach. Rank: Super Rare SL. Manifestation limit: 6 hours. Satisfaction rating: none. Cooldown: 3 hours after dismissal. Du-hai, C could only sigh. He really was a mad assassin. In the empty room, he thought seriously, he wouldn't harm me, but even so, it was scary. After that, Du-hai, C extended his hand and performed a designated summon of caught Zach. A light zone like yesterday suddenly appeared. The system also displayed a notification. Before designated summoning, please rate caught Zach satisfaction. Please move your finger to begin the rating. Du-hai, C nodded. Oh, so that's why there's a satisfaction rating in the category. How should I rate it? Suddenly, anger surged in Du-hai, C's heart. I told him to watch TV, but he disobeyed and went on a killing spree. 1 star for that insolence, for putting a small, ordinary citizen like me through all this. He moved his finger toward 1 star. In the end, he rated caught SOC with 3 stars. Because my mother works as a water purifier rental coordinator, I know very well how painful a low rating can be. Even if I'm dissatisfied, I won't give 1 star. This is a man star rating. After that, caught Jiak was summoned, wearing a bright smile. Caught Jiak has been summoned with designated loyalty. It's a pleasure to see you again, my lord. He immediately began flattering Du-hai, C. Thank you for the 3 stars. I'll work even harder. This surprised Du-hai, C greatly. He looks so innocent. Did this guy really kill 3 people? Then caught Zach added, "Please speak, my lord." Even though he was scared, Du-hai, C had to ask, "The men who came to my house yesterday, did you send them to sell salt?" Caught Zach calmly admitted, "That's right. I dealt with them last night." Before he could be dismissed, Du-hai, C's face turned pale and he stepped back. As expected, this guy was the culprit. Du-hai, C's heart was unsettled. Was the thing in front of him a mass murderer? His stomach churned and his heart pounded. But he tried to calm himself. "Calm down. At least he won't harm me." After a while, Du-hai, C asked again, "How did you do it?" "You didn't even know where their office was." Caught Zach explained, "I planted a pursuit mark when those bastards barged into the summoner's home. That way, I knew where they were." This shocked Du-hai, C. "A pursuit mark? Is that a skill?" He asked curiously. "Why go that far?" Caught Zach answered, "Because they were threats. It's best to eliminate them early." Du-hai, C stared blankly. "I didn't even give that order." SOC continued. That's because of the third clause of the 3 rules of disobedience. The system clearly states it. The 3 rules of summoned creatures. 1. A summoned creature must prioritize protecting the summoner's life above all else. 2. A summoned creature must absolutely obey the summoner's commands. 3. In case of conflict between Rule 1 and Rule 2, Rule 1 takes priority. Kotzak also added that, simply put, absolute obedience applies, but if the summoner is in danger, this exception applies. Duhai. C pretended to threaten him. For example, if I, the summoner, ordered you to harm me, would you disobey? Kotzak confirmed, yes. Hearing that, Duhai, C still didn't understand. But there was no danger at all. Isn't that arbitrary judgment? SOC replied, that's right. Rule 3 can be interpreted in many ways. From my perspective, those bastards were risk factors that would certainly threaten the summoner's life one day. And that is a very reasonable assessment. Duhai? C shouted. That sounds even more like a lunatic. Saying that, he lowered his head. I'm sorry. Kotzak waved his hand. It's fine. I'm used to hearing that. Duhai? C's reaction was understandable. It wasn't that he didn't get it, but this could become extremely dangerous. He imagined walking down a crowded street with Kotzak. If he accidentally bumped into someone who looked like a thug, that person would probably say something like this, right? Then they'd turn around with a threatening look. You want to die? I'll gouge your eyes out. Usually they don't mean it. They're just threatening. However, from Kotzak's point of view, they would soon become a head tied with a red ribbon. Unexpectedly, Kotzak suddenly knelt down. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Duhai. C was stunned. Why are you suddenly kneeling? Get up and listen. Killing people doesn't help me. Instead, it puts me in a difficult position. Kotzak was startled. No one would know. Duhai? C asked sharply. You won't do it again, right? Kotzak awkwardly avoided his gaze. I can't guarantee that. This made Duhai, C shout. Promise me. Unless there's literally a knife at my throat, don't kill people based on your personal judgment. Seeing how serious he was, SOC could only agree. Yes, my lord. I will assess situations more carefully. Only then did Duhai, C breathe a sigh of relief. What a forceful answer. All right, go back. Just then, Kotzak called out to Duhai, C. By the way, summoner, may I ask something? Aren't you going to climb the tower? Hearing that, Duhai, C clenched his fists. That's right. Climbing the tower really is an opportunity. Still, he hesitated. To be honest, he was afraid it was dangerous and that he might die. After thinking for a while, Duhai, C probed. Are there other summoners? I mean, people who can summon like me. Kotzak nodded. There are. He's very brave and extremely strong. Hearing such lavish praise, Duhai, C suddenly felt ashamed. How embarrassing, someone using their power to save the world. He hesitantly said, but I don't have the courage to risk my life. Kotzak spoke up. A true summoner. Before he could finish, Duhai, C interrupted. I know. I'm a pathetic coward. Unexpectedly, SOC exclaimed with admiration. You truly are the greatest summoner. For a summoner, what is the best quality? It's prioritizing safety. Duhai, C could only respond. Yeah. At this moment, SOC was extremely excited. Bravery is a poison. Brave summoners are common, but they don't know when they'll die. And if you die, we can't come out either. Duhai, C secretly felt doubtful. Is it connected like that? SOC reassured him. Hearing every word he said, Duhai, C's eyes lit up. Summoner Bong, please stay safe and live long. However, the next morning, Duhai, C woke up looking haggard. He hadn't slept well, still hesitating over whether to climb the tower. He suddenly felt inferior. That's right. Someone like me, what tower climbing? He should just live gratefully now that the debts were gone along with the debt collectors. Thinking that, Duhai, C dejectedly stepped outside. I'll continue living a normal, safe life. If I work diligently like this, everything will be fine. But before he could even stretch properly, Duhai, C's waist began to ache intensely. He hurriedly called his father. Yes, Dad. Are you still doing rehabilitation? Oh, they said you have to transfer to a larger hospital? Life brought Duhai, C yet another surprise. What? Mom got fired. His father comforted him on the other end. That's right. but don't worry too much. I called because you haven't been in touch. Du-hai, C promised his father, I'll visit next time. Let's eat together. Yes, yes, his father reminded him. Don't push yourself too hard. Du-hai, C suppressed his emotions. Okay, I'm hanging up. When the call ended, his expression darkened completely. After that, Du-hai, C gathered several unrelated items. Summoner Du-hai, C equipped personal protective gear. At the same time, he told himself that he would only go to the first floor, just take a quick look, and then leave. If it seemed dangerous, he could escape immediately. Luckily, today he had already taken leave from all his initial summoning-related jobs. Even so, Du-hai remained firm in his thoughts. Wait, there was no need to summon that crazy skeleton guy. Maybe I should summon someone else instead. Who knows, perhaps a special ultra-rare grade might appear. However, the system did not allow Du-hai to do that. Random summon was still on cooldown. 28 days, 11 hours, 8 minutes, 37 seconds remaining. He cried out helplessly, "What? There's a cooldown? And it takes a whole month." In the end, the skeleton was summoned again. Summoner Bong, thank you for the 5 stars. I swear my loyalty. Please give me your orders. Du-hai didn't dare face him. Did he know that I tried to summon someone else? He waved his hands. Hello, welcome. I've decided. We'll enter the tower. Hearing that, the skeleton immediately praised him. Oh, is that so? You're very brave. But don't forget what I said earlier. Being brave is not allowed. Du-hai explained. Don't worry. I'm just planning to test it a little and then leave. The skeleton replied. As expected, you're quite smart. Now throw away those crude things, and instead, I shall become the tool and hound of Summoner Bong. I will ensure your safety and comfort. Once inside the tower, please do nothing at all. His enthusiasm made Du-hai struggle to adapt. Okay then. After that, the system screen appeared. Do you wish to enter the Korean Black Tower? Currently, only the first floor is accessible. Du-hai cautiously muttered. Then, let's go. The skeleton excitedly curled his finger. Yes. The moment he pressed the option, the space around them instantly transformed, entering the first floor of the Korean Black Tower. Du-hai let out a miserable scream. Wait! In an instant, they fell into a blue space filled with streams of digital data. Du-hai face turned pale from the sensation of free fall. His screams echoed endlessly through the void. When they finally stopped, Du-hai landed on a field of yellow sand. This was the inside of the Black Tower. He looked around carefully. The first floor was a wasteland. Suddenly, Du-hai face turned purple. Seeing his discomfort, the skeleton stepped forward and patted his shoulder. Are you okay? You'll adapt soon. Let's move out of the safe zone. Follow me. At the same time, the system's sound rang out. Physical abilities have been improved based on level. Attributes and combat skills are ready. Du-hai excitedly looked at his hands. So this is how it feels. As a player, even though he was only level 1, he felt quite strong. Then, the system announced the first floor mission. Defeat 5 hardened fat larvae. Time limit, 2 hours. Completion condition, defeat 5 hardened fat larvae. Failure conditions, death or abandoning the mission. After walking for a while, the skeleton happily exclaimed, here they are. Du-hai had done some basic research on this. The first floor was meant to test player skills. Hardened fat larvae were basically like training dummies, right? They had almost no attack power, but their skin was very hard, making them difficult to kill. Tension gradually rose in his chest. Even skilled players usually needed about 30 minutes to clear this. After a short while, Du-hai regained his courage. He clenched his fists. I'm a player now too. Then, he boldly stepped forward. I'll try killing one first. The skeleton watched anxiously. Do you really need to suffer needlessly like that? Moments later, Du-hai stood in front of a fat larva. Only then did he start fumbling around. Right, a weapon. I need to borrow one from the skeleton. But the fat larva suddenly reared up. While Du-hai wasn't paying attention, the fat larva charged forward. Only then did Du-hai realize something was wrong. He turned pale and shouted, Save me, skeleton. As if he had been waiting for that, the skeleton immediately said, a wise decision. With that, he rushed forward at lightning speed. With a single slash, the fat larva was split in two. He didn't stop there. The skeleton eagerly charged again. Please step back a little. The sharp weapon in his hand allowed him to easily cut down each fat larva. The skeleton suddenly stopped and unleashed multiple energy beams at once. In an instant, the entire group of fat larvae was wiped out effortlessly. Sword burst. After finishing, the skeleton slowly walked back toward Du Hyoke. Du Hyoke was still completely stunned. In front of him, the fat larvae dissolved and died instantly. Then the system screen appeared. You have completed the first floor mission. Level up reward, 100G of magic stone. Notification, you have achieved an S2 plus completion rank for the first floor of the Korean Black Tower. S2 plus completion reward, platinum badge. Du Hyoke felt like he was floating with overwhelming joy. What is this? It's way too easy. At this rate, I'll be rich soon. But perhaps Du Hyoke didn't know yet. The system screen also appeared elsewhere. A girl who was exercising received it as well. And finally, a young man with an unreadable gaze. At this moment, similar notifications appeared for all players across Korea. Meanwhile, Du Hyoke was still focused on climbing the tower. You may challenge the second floor or exit the Korean Black Tower. Only now did he realize that he returned home immediately after completing a floor. Once outside, Du Hyoke was speechless as he looked at his phone. It had only taken 5 minutes. Beside him, the skeleton praised him. Summoner Bong, well done. Du Hyoke hurriedly said, No, I didn't do anything. I just stood there. The skeleton pointed a finger. That was exactly the right thing to do. Du Hyoke recalled hearing that others nearly failed after exhausting themselves killing the larvae. But this was far too easy. That battle also earned Du Hyoke 2 items, including this one. Du Hyoke lifted the magic stone to examine it. It was the first time he had seen one in real life. What he held was a magic stone, an essential resource in modern industry. Its price had dropped significantly since the tower's early days, now about 50,000 G per 100 G. Since it had been 20 years since the Black Towers appeared across the world, most civilians knew basic information about the towers. Suddenly, Du Hyoke paused. He looked at the badge beside him. Platinum badge. He had never heard of something like this. Still, he didn't think much of it. After all, he had earned 50,000 G in just 3 minutes. Meanwhile, the skeleton said he wanted to watch some episodes of a show. A while later, Du Hyoke set a table full of delicious food. Eat up, skeleton. He sat down suspiciously. Is this spicy pork knuckle? Du Hyoke explained, No. I ordered mild pork knuckle because you said you couldn't eat spicy food. The skeleton confessed. I thought I smelled something spicy. Du Hyoke was left speechless. He really couldn't eat spicy food. The skeleton cheerfully picked up his chopsticks. Then, enjoy the meal. Thank you again for your kindness. Only then did Du Hyoke speak. It's no big deal. By the way, skeleton? The skeleton replied, Yes? Du Hyoke suddenly asked, Is that the way you normally speak? The skeleton didn't understand. Which part do you mean? Du Hyoke explained. You shortened sentence endings with son. Hearing that, the skeleton explained that it was because he had spent too much time with his previous summoner. A thought suddenly crossed Du Hyoke's mind. Like influence from an ex-lover? If so, it must be from the former summoner. The skeleton cautiously said, If it makes you uncomfortable, I can change. Du Hyoke quickly stopped him. No, it's fine. Keep it, it's fun. The two burst into laughter over their meal. The more Du Hyoke looked at the skeleton, the more at ease he felt. He didn't seem very dangerous. So Du Hyoke thought. Instead, it seemed he had let down his guard around the skeleton, accepting that a new day had arrived. The next morning, Du Hyoke was staring at the charts on the wall. He felt that working mornings at the convenience store and nights at the charcoal grill restaurant was too much. He decided to quit the daily part-time jobs he had been juggling. Instead, he would stay home and clear the tower with the skeleton. A perfect plan. A moment later, strict voices echoed in the room. Skeleton, only 5 stars again. I don't know what to do. Du Hyoke teased. If I could give 10 stars, I would. Hearing that, the skeleton said, I'm glad you're satisfied. Du Hyoke suddenly wondered, was satisfaction rating really that important? The skeleton had no choice but to explain. The better the rating, the greater the benefits. For example, increased manifestation time, and needless to say, higher chances of being summoned. Then the system transported them as they entered the second floor of the Korean Black Tower. The scheduled notification screen appeared. Second floor mission, defeat 10 hardened fat larvae. Completion condition, defeat 10 hardened fat larvae. Failure conditions, death or abandoning the mission. Watching the skeleton charge ahead, Do-hyok was extremely worried. The second floor larvae were tougher because they moved more flexibly and faster than expected. After a short while, Do-hyok wondered what he should do on the second floor. The skeleton replied, "Do something? There's no time for that." Then, he confidently raised 3 fingers. "It'll only take 3 minutes. With that, I promise to finish quickly and escort you home." From behind, Do-hyok cheerfully shouted, "Let's eat chicken today, okay? Add beer too." Of course, the skeleton didn't refuse. "Thank you." Just like before, the skeleton had no trouble eliminating the fat larvae. Do-hyok muttered to himself, "This is insane. Completely insane." The notification screen popped up. "You have completed the second floor mission. Level up reward, 200G of magic stone." Notification, you have achieved an S2 plus completion rank for the second floor of the Korean Black Tower. S2 plus completion reward, platinum badge. This only made Do-hyok more uneasy. Another easy S2 plus. Is this really okay? It's too fast, way too fast. I could even clear floors continuously before my morning shift. Very quickly, the mission board appeared again. Third floor mission, defeat ice larvae. At that moment, the skeleton praised him. "Your landing ability has improved." In just a moment, items poured in like water. You have completed the third floor leveling mission. Reward, 300G of magic stones. Notification, you have achieved an S2 plus completion rank for the third floor of the Korean Black Tower. It didn't even look like Kot SOC had to put in any effort at all. Kot Sak and Do-hyok happily high-fived each other. The S2 plus completion reward grants a platinum badge. The S2 plus completion reward grants a platinum badge. If things keep going like this, Do-hyok was carried all the way to the 5th floor. You have completed the 5th floor mission. You have collected 5 platinum badges. S2 plus grants a special privilege for accumulating 5 badges. Hearing this, Do-hyok was very surprised. Special privilege. The system screen appeared with an explanation. Special privilege, awakening attribute upgrade. Thanks to the effect of the special privilege, the number of simultaneous summons increased by 2. At this time, the notification panel appeared, displaying the name Bong Do-hyok, Korean Black Tower Organization, Level 6, Summoning Attribute. He stared at the 2 simultaneous summons in disbelief. Does this mean I can bring one more person? While Kot SOC alone had already handled everything. The S2 plus completion reward was insanely good. This could turn into a long-term battle in the future. I'll be safer. To use random summon again, the cooldown is still more than 20 days. Be careful until then. So after 20 days, the 3 of us? No, while I'm sitting around, those 2 will keep clearing with S2 plus. Tomorrow we'll climb to the 6th floor. Let's keep moving forward. The next morning at Honnam-dong-son, the Korean Awakener Management Bureau, the high-ranking officials inside fell silent for a moment. Wano was waiting for something. When will it ring today? Morning or night? Maybe late at night? Mina suddenly approached him. You're thinking about the notification, right? Wano was startled. Director Lee, I told you not to read other people's thoughts like that. Mina replied calmly. When I get curious, I can't help it. The 2 exchanged tense words. So, is there a new notification yet? Yes. It's the S2 plus completion of the 6th floor of the Korean Black Tower. In his thoughts, the place called the Black Tower had been sending out global notifications non-stop recently. And every notification talked about S2 plus completion. It had to be from one person. Floors 1 through 5 had been conquered in order. There was no doubt anymore. The owner of an unprecedented and overwhelming talent. If it's also floors 7, 8, 9, and 10, and every floor is cleared with an S2 plus rank. Before he could finish his train of thought, a third person slammed their hand on the table. It was Paru, the director of the Awakener Management Bureau. Guys, I'll say this. You both already know, but until now, Korea's highest record has been rank A. We didn't even know higher ranks existed. Or maybe clearing S2 plus even once triggered global notifications up to now. In today's international society, Recruiting players through naturalization is common. There are even secret kidnappings. Before other countries take them, we must find this player immediately. Keep a close eye on all newly registered players. 2 days passed. Inside a small room, Cod SOC was washing dishes while smiling as if celebrating a good harvest. His roommate's voice rang out. Cod SOC, today is the 8th floor, right? He replied, that's right. Do hi. C smiled in satisfaction. Conquering 1 floor a day without any trouble. Well, anyway, up to floor 10 is basically beginner territory. Everything is going smoothly. Then the two friends tackled a new challenge together. 8th floor mission. Defeat 10 chain beast goblin soldiers. You have completed the 8th floor mission. Level up. The monsters lunged at the two of them, and they drew sharp blades infused with magic power, each powerful slash cutting straight through the monsters. In an instant, they received their rewards. 800 G of magic stones and recovery potions from the tower. Notification: you have achieved an S2+ rank for the 8th floor of the Korean Black Tower. The subsequent reward was a platinum badge. Kot Jiak scratched his head in delight. We did great today. Getting into the tower is the hardest part. Meanwhile, Duhai, C remained modest. I didn't really do anything. But before long, both were brimming with confidence. Still, thanks to you, climbing has always been easy. Don't be careless. After floor 10, it won't be easy anymore. Duhai, C thought to himself. Still, we cleared today in 3 minutes again. Should I give Kot SOC a gift? He then boldly pulled money from his wallet. You still have plenty of manifestation time, so go out and have fun before returning. Eat something good. Just don't cause trouble. Kot SOC's refusal surprised him. I can't do that. Why not? I gathered all my courage to make this offer. I can't leave Summoner Bong behind. I'll just watch TV at home. Duhai. C froze for a moment. Absolute obedience doesn't apply in this case. Instead, he made another decision. Then should we order some fried chicken? Kodzak was extremely excited. Sounds great. Kodzak immediately picked up the phone. Then I'll order something delicious. Yes, not spicy. Right, honey butter cheese is fine. That one. Meanwhile, Kot SOC checked the rewards. A new reward. An exclusive recovery potion from the tower. This should go to Kot SOC. Then he looked at the other rewards. What should I do with all these magic stones? I already have 3.6 kilograms in my inventory. If I sell them, I get about 18 million won. I should seriously start thinking about selling them. Time flew by like a dog running through a field. It was already the day to climb the Black Tower for the 10th time, approaching floor 10. Duhai. C wearily took off his jacket. I really want to quit my part-time job. At first, I thought I'd just step into the tower, but I've been climbing 1 floor a day without missing a beat. Yesterday, floor 9, the Cannibal Forest of T. Hoa, was ridiculously easy. Not easy for Kodzak, but I still completed the mission and even got an S2+ completion reward. It was sweet to an unbelievable degree. I'd even forgotten that he was a crazy killer who'd sent 3 people to their deaths. Duhai. C was truly satisfied. The designated summon costs. At the same time, the system displayed a satisfaction rating. Cossack satisfaction had reached 5 stars. By continuing to accumulate top ratings, Zcasa's manifestation time increased by 1 more hour, making him even happier. Oh, a perfect score really is worth it. Duhai. C sent him a heart. Thank you, my lord. Now I can support you for 1 more hour. The two were as sweet as sugarcane. I really look forward to working with you. Leave everything to me. And then, floor 10 arrived. A series of notifications welcomed them as they entered the Korean Black Tower's 10th floor. Physical abilities were enhanced to match the level. Attributes and combat skills were ready. Duhai. C walked behind Kotzak. Around floor 10, I can really feel the adjustment to physical abilities inside the tower. Strength is overflowing, and a mysterious flow of mana is stirring in my lower abdomen. So, has Bong Duhai C become an untamable wild horse now? The very next second, Duhai C actually turned into a horse. Kodzak, from now on, I'll help too. Kodzak desperately refused. Impossible. If Summoner Bong even gets a scratch, I'd have to bow my head to the ground. Duhai C calmly replied in his new form. Don't worry. I'm a wild horse now. Still, Kodzak couldn't believe it. Encouragement and praise from Summoner Bong were already more than enough. Determination surged in Du Hai's blood. No, this time I'll definitely fight alongside you. But the moment he saw the monster peeking out, he broke into a cold sweat. Is that a 10th floor monster? A grasshopper 10 times the size of a human appeared. Du Hai trembled back into his original form. How do other players even kill something like this? He automatically stepped back. Using 2 people to kill a mere insect would be embarrassing. Zach didn't understand. Huh? What's embarrassing about that? While he was still justifying himself, his pride was hurt, and the monster didn't give him a chance to say more. It glared at them, ready to deal with both at once. Du Hai enthusiastically retreated to the back to cheer. SOC. Before SOC stood the giant grasshopper with its sharp claws. Just in time, Du Hai dodged by a hair's breadth. Du Hai used flash step to counterattack. In just a few short seconds, the grasshopper's claws shattered into pieces. The system notification appeared. You have completed the 10th floor mission. Reward: 1 kilogram of magic stones. Recovery potion from the tower. You have achieved an S2 plus completion rank for the 10th floor of the Black Tower. The reward grants a platinum badge. Zach spun around, drawing a sword arc, completing the mission. Du Hai was truly overwhelmed by these life rewards. Another kilogram of magic stones, making a total of 5 kilograms now. And because he had gained privileges from 5 platinum badges, the system immediately appeared, having understood his intent. You have accumulated 10 platinum badges. Unique privilege acquired. Excited, he opened the panel to see what kind of privilege. It was. A series of new messages appeared. You may copy 1 skill possessed by a summoned entity. Violent sword shock, ambush, venom dagger. Please specify the skill you wish to copy. Du Hai murmured, copy a skill? Zach knew he didn't understand, and explained right away. Summoner Bong, no need to ask. It's Shadow Step that shows up, right? Don't think too much. You have to learn Shadow Step. Du Hai asked, oh? And the reason? Zach answered with a result no one dared to imagine. It's convenient for escaping. If something happens to me, you can quietly run away. That hit Du Hai's pride hard, and his face darkened. Run away? What does he take me for? Do I look like someone who'd abandon everyone just to survive alone? The system displayed, skill acquired, Shadow Step. Shadow Step has been registered in the status window. Du Hai lost his cheer. His face looked like he was attending a funeral. Agile footwork really is important in combat, seriously. Don't they say footwork is the core of battle? I wonder if this even works in real life. A short while later, he practiced Shadow Step. After flashing around, he collapsed exhausted on the floor. If summons work, then this should work too. So inconsistent. This thing's completely useless. Zach agreed. I don't know what it is either, but you're right. Another day passed. It was the 11th day of climbing the tower. Du Hai picked up the phone and called. The other end answered. Yes, this is the Awakener Management Bureau call center. Nervous, he stammered a bit. I'm Bong Du Hai. I'm calling because I've awakened. A stream of congratulations came from the other end. I see. Congratulations, player. You must be confused. May a government support staff visit your home? Yes, my address is. Thank you for your cooperation. We'll come as soon as possible. That wasn't really what Du Hai intended. What he actually wanted was to contact the Awakener Management Bureau to sell magic stones, his bravest decision in 25 years. At the Awakener Management Bureau, Mina walked step by step toward a luxury car. Wana was already seated inside. You're here, Director Lee. How did the Awakened One from Taegu who contacted us yesterday turn out? Mina slowly sat down and closed the door. I don't think he's the owner of the S2 Plus record. He cursed. Damn it. I don't even know if that person exists. The two talked amid uncertainty. There's another awakening request today. Captain Thean, are you going too? Yes. We have to personally go find them while we can. Wana focused on his resolve. Let's go. If it's him, we must bring him into the elite team, even if we have to offer every benefit the Bureau can provide. Meanwhile, Du Hai had thoroughly cleaned his house to welcome guests. Someone knocked on the door outside. Is anyone home? This is the Awakener Management Bureau. Anxiety surged in Du Hai. They're here. He went to open the door. Yes, I'm opening it. Hello. The place is small, but please come in. Wanju greeted him politely. Nice to meet you. I'm Team Leader John Wange from the Bureau. This is Deputy Director Mina. She's also a player, so feel free to ask questions. Du Hyosi scratched his head awkwardly. There's a woman too? Now I'm even more nervous. He introduced himself. I see. I'm Bong Du Hyosi. Mina stepped very close to his face, making Du Hyosi's face turn red. Too close. Mina whispered softly. It's you, right? S2+. Du Hyosi panicked and stepped back. His mind couldn't settle down at all. What the hell is this? Is there a way to recognize fake awakeners that I don't know about? Du Hyosi pressed his lips together, swallowed, and decided to deny it for now and act normal. But his behavior didn't match his intention. His whole body stiffened. He lied mechanically. I think I've heard of that before. That's not me. Haha. Mina's sharp eyes noticed it. Look at that, a textbook sign of lying. Wanju frowned because she was using her mind-reading skill again. I told you not to probe other people. Director Wan struck, and Mina bowed her head to dodge it. I'll be more careful. Mina awkwardly tried to smooth things over. I was rude earlier. Player, I'm sorry. Du Hyosi replied while sweating nervously. It's fine. So she was really just probing. Time passed, and Du Hyosi continued conquering the Black Tower. A new mascot appeared. I am Tabi, the mascot of the Korean Black Tower. The Black Tower had a terrifying appearance, pitch black and so enormous that even the tallest building on Earth couldn't compare. The Black Tower appeared all over the world overnight. 20 years ago, nations sent their militaries and scientists to uncover its secrets, but no one could get close. It was as if an invisible barrier blocked them, making physical access impossible. So what is the tower? That question was answered when players appeared. The tower is structured like a game, where players climb floor by floor. Players are no different from ordinary people outside the tower. However, inside, they can use powerful abilities and skills. With the rewards gained from the tower, they upgrade their equipment and contribute greatly to the global economy. And if no one climbs the tower, a nation's Black Tower progress will fall behind. Numerous notifications began appearing. The collapse countdown notification is currently active. The countdown stops if a higher floor is successfully conquered. If no floor is cleared within 6 months, the final countdown begins. And the tower collapses. 3 years ago, that's how the Indian city of Mumbai disappeared. In Korea today, each country has between 1 and 3 Black Towers. Fortunately, Korea has only one. It is located deep within the mountains of Gangwon province. The number of players is estimated to be between 5,000 and 10,000, about 0.01% to 0.02% of the population. Thus, there are not many players. Even so, Korea's conquest of the Black Tower is progressing smoothly. Korea is currently on floor 65, the second highest record in the world, behind the US at floor 66. Society began to develop new jobs. Players, much like humanity once explored new continents. Modern humanity is now exploring and learning about the Black Tower. At this point, the materials ended. Tabi called out to the fake awakeners. You are the hope of this era. How about registering as an official player? You could even become a hero. One closed the laptop. The mandatory viewing materials ended there. After watching, Du Hyosi couldn't help but sigh. What is this embarrassing propaganda that looks like a grain test? Since he didn't show it outwardly, they continued. Now we'll ask a few questions to verify some details. After that, they exchanged information about Du Hyosi's awakening. Bong Du Hyosi, did you really awaken? Yes, I entered the tower and conquered a few floors. These are the mana stones I collected. That makes it easy. What floor did you reach? Floor 10. His answer made the two officials look at each other. Floor 10. Huh, same as the S2+ record. Mina's gaze became probing. Could it be him, the player Bong? Have you heard about the international notification that's been trending lately? Du Hyosi froze again, trying to calm himself and speak naturally, but his movements were robotic. You mean the one who achieved S2+? I've heard of it. Whoever it is must be an amazing player. You're lucky one hasn't noticed yet, so you don't need to be that tense. Mina observed every movement. Is this just excessive nervousness? Very suspicious. Then one brought out the documents after awakening. I'll explain the contract terms. Our government divides players into 2 paths. The first is the elite tower climbing team. The second is the general player team, who plan and execute their own climbing schedules. Think of it as freelance work. On the other hand, the elite team works much more closely with the government's Awakened Management Bureau. They are obligated to climb higher floors, but they also receive various forms of support and benefits. One of those is personal protection outside the tower. Because outside the tower, players are no different from ordinary people. In addition, if you join the elite team, your annual base salary will be. While Juan kept rambling, Du Hyosi fell into thought. If it gets exposed that I'm the S2+ record holder, he imagined reporters and media swarming him. Just one question. Player Bong, there are rumors that you're a coward. Is it true you don't have a single friend? Du Hyosi felt like he would suffocate under the cameras, and becoming the center of attention was the last thing he wanted. Returning to reality, one had finished explaining. If you apply to the elite team, we'll provide you with a body-mounted camera to record the climbing process. Du Hyosi interrupted. Sir, I won't be joining the elite team. What? He rubbed his palms nervously. The general team is fine. Honestly, I don't have much talent. One repeated himself. But Du Hyosi scratched his head and refused. It's scary. I just want to stop at a reasonable point and earn appropriate rewards. Leaving one extremely disappointed. Don't decide so quickly. Think it over. Du Hyosi replied firmly. No, I've already decided. Mina sighed. She still couldn't find the S+ individual. Not him, huh? Many people stop at a certain point and safely farm their country for easy profit. But this is the first time I've seen someone say it so bluntly during recruitment. A coward like this isn't qualified. Even if he volunteered for the elite team, he's exactly the type we would never accept. The most important quality of the elite team is the will to climb. Returning to Du Hyosi's situation, Mina bowed and left. The decision of Player Bong will be respected. He replied, Thank you. Then Juan confirmed once more. So, can you enter the tower now? This is the final step to verify your awakening. Either way, using a gate entry just to leave is a waste. Since you're inside, you might as well conquer a floor. Most people do. Du Hyosi, still suspicious, tried to remain calm. That makes sense. He's still probing, trying to verify whether I'm the S2+ holder. Du Hyosi made his decision. Then I'll conquer one floor while I'm inside. But I usually use nearly the full-time limit, so it might take close to 2 hours. The Bureau agreed. That's fine, it's our job anyway. Don't feel pressured and stay calm. We'll wait. Du Hyosi stood up nervously. It'll take a while, so feel free to watch TV. Help yourself to drinks in the fridge. I'll be back. The Black Tower gate opened, and Du Hyosi disappeared, leaving the 2 Bureau members behind. He really is an awakener. What do you think? Talent-wise, I'm not sure, but he's extremely timid. His speech and actions are completely withdrawn. I bet he'll give up on floor 11. Why do you think so? I've experienced it myself. Floor 11 tests a player's fear. You mean the long-tailed burrowing centipedes? Exactly. As you know, they aren't actually hard to defeat, but they look disgusting and you have to kill 100 of them. Can someone that timid handle it? I'm certain he'll return to the safe zone and cancel the mission. Your predictions are always accurate. I'll call the director and report that this was another dead end. Both of them were convinced Du Hyosi was a coward. Inside the Black Tower, Du Hyosi summoned Bone Corpse. Bone Corpse enthusiastically received the order. Loyal, thank you for summoning me. Soon after, the system panel appeared. Floor 11 mission. Defeat 100 long-tailed burrowing centipedes. Time limit, 3 hours. Completion condition, defeat 100 centipedes. Failure condition, death or mission cancellation. Upon hearing the mission, Du Hyosi's face turned pale. Why this? And 100 of them? Bone Corpse accepted eagerly. I will deal with them quickly. 5 minutes is enough to kill all 100. Du Hyosi tried to stall. No, hunt as slowly as possible this time. At least 1 hour, so no S2+ record appears. The problem is that eyes are watching from outside. Today, we might even need to cancel the summon inside the tower. Bone Corpse raised a finger. I understand your calculations. Du Hyosi felt miserable, calling himself stupid. Just entering the tower was enough proof. Why did I agree to climb and trap myself in an S2+ loop again? Bone Corpse began handling the monsters one by one. Du Hyosi still felt it was too fast and called out, Bone Corpse, slower. He immediately obeyed, dragging out the fight, helping Du Hyosi extend the time. Good, the hunting speed is much slower now. At this rate, everything will go smoothly. But he didn't expect another centipede to emerge beneath his feet. Du Hyosi panicked. Huh, damn it. I need to use a skill to escape, but my body won't move. Just then, Bone Corpse noticed. He abandoned everything and rushed to Du Hyosi. Summoner Bong, I'm coming. He attacked like a madman, protecting a single person. You disgusting bugs dare. His speed was astonishing. The monsters couldn't even react. Du Hyosi shouted in surprise. Wait, slow down. You're too fast. Monster corpses littered the forest floor. While the two argued, this was in order to slow the pace as much as possible. I refuse. The summoner's life is my top priority. Man proposes, heaven disposes. Du Hyosi couldn't stop Bone Corpse. No, don't if you keep. The system panel appeared. You have completed floor 11. Reward, 100 mana stones. Notification, you achieved an S2 plus 5-star completion on floor 11 of the Korean Black Tower. S2 plus reward, platinum badge. Du Hyosi could only curse. Damn it. He then exited the Korean Black Tower in a very bad mood. The two bureau members were still waiting outside. It's been 5 minutes. He should be giving up and coming out now. Suddenly, their system panels displayed something. Mina suspiciously called out, Director Lai. The display resembled yours. At that moment, Du Hyosi appeared before them. Neither could believe their eyes. Impossible. What's going on? The notification of S2 plus completion for floor 11 had just appeared. Almost the moment Player Bong appeared. Du Hyosi finally had to tell the truth. Sigh, I really didn't want to use this method. Killing intent filled the air as Bone Corpse was summoned. You two will keep silent. Within the space, Bone Corpse appeared. Bone Corpse's sword swept past their heads, pinning them instantly. The scene made them tremble and curl up. Du Hyosi, drenched in sweat, demanded, who ordered someone to take their heads. Interrogate them. Player Bong Du Hyosi. Mina was no exception. Player Bong Du Hyosi. His voice echoed through the space. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. In reality, both stood frozen in shock. One hurriedly checked on him. Player Bong Du Hyosi quickly stepped back. Sorry. One rushed over. Are you okay? You suddenly broke out in cold sweat. Your breathing is heavy, panting. Du Hyosi pondered lightly. Maybe I was imagining things. Without realizing it, he spoke. Yes, I'm fine. One returned to the topic. Then I'll explain again. Our elite team desperately needs talent like yours, Player Bong. He clutched his chest. This is awkward. Oh, could it be a misunderstanding? My floor 11 clear might have been confused with another player. Wow, how could this happen? Truly surreal. He continued. But Du Hyosi interrupted. I'm innocent, sir. Sorry. Their way of talking rubbed off on me. Anyway, that definitely wasn't me. The situation made one suspicious. Are you really saying that wasn't you? Du Hyosi cautiously explained. Yes, that's what I mean. Won Ju sighed in frustration. I understand. Du Hyosi could only give a dry laugh. Yes, that's what I'm saying. One quickly pulled out the contract. Since your awakening has been confirmed, we'll prepare the contract. Holding the contract, his hands tremble. This is a premium contract. I clearly requested a standard contract. Wanju confidently points and emphasizes, no, this is on a completely different level from ordinary cases. You could say this is a one-of-a-kind contract in the entire industry, also known as the contents after opening the envelope contract, a superior contract, a top-tier player contract certified for special targets. Duhai's future includes personal bodyguards and escorts, a fixed salary of 12 billion, assigned real estate, VIP concierge services, and comprehensive port-level security guarantees. The image of a gavel of law appears, accompanied by certainty and, moreover, special legal immunity. Duhai thinks to himself, isn't this basically being above the law? Is this really okay? He falls into deep contemplation. This is basically like being a noble. Wanju continues to entice him with benefits. At present, only the player EU Min, ranked number 1 in Korea, receives these privileges. The more he speaks, the more excited he becomes. Take a look. It includes all the benefits a nation can provide. After thinking for a while, Duhai ultimately decides no. Duhai shouts loudly, I will not become a player unless it's a standard contract. His firm resolve leaves Wanju flustered. Why are you so determined to refuse it? Duhai lowers his head and explains, I don't like the spotlight. The staff's gaze feels like shopping eyes on Duhai. If others pay attention to me, it becomes a burden. That friendliness. What kind of style are you looking for, dear customer? Confuses him. No, I just came by accidentally. Let's leave quickly. If it's a burden, it turns into stress. Even the kindness of cafe staff. You're a regular, right? I've served you many times. Please come again. Where's Duhai out? I can't come back here again. His heart feels heavy. From this description, both of them understand clearly. In short, he is extremely introverted. Duhai collapses back and shouts. Climbing the tower has been fun so far, but I'm only around floor 11, and the future is uncertain. I'm not confident enough yet. Wanju squints one eye and reasons. It might be better to compromise a little for now. He speaks up, understood. Then we'll start with a standard contract. Thus, the agreement is signed by both parties. Anyone seeing this would feel frustrated. They would say he should have unhesitatingly stamped the premium contract and climbed while enjoying the benefits. But premium contracts come with responsibilities equal to the benefits received. With the matter settled, the two quickly depart. Even if he didn't want to climb higher floors, he couldn't avoid it. Those teams exist solely to sweep through the higher floors. Duhai carries his unease, glancing away. I don't want to work under that kind of pressure. I'm fine with living a bit more comfortably than before. After a while, at a tall building, the Awakened Management Bureau, Han Nam Dong's son, Director Su gets straight to the point. Captain, this is completely different from the interim report. Didn't you say on the phone that he was a timid player with no ambition to climb? Across from him, Wanju boldly admits, that's correct. The director is quite surprised that someone like that reached S2+. He nods. Yes. Director Su is still puzzled. I can't understand this. But Wanju has grasped that the young man's personality seems abnormal. The image of Duhai in his eyes, astonishingly ordinary, he says painfully. Hearing this, Director Su becomes suspicious. Could it be that you misjudged him? As Mina had assured, that's impossible. The timeline matches perfectly. This makes Director Su slam the desk in irritation. Then what does his being ordinary have to do with it? His talent is unparalleled. Bring him to the elite team at all costs. Wanju hurriedly agrees in fear. Understood, Commissioner. We will bring him to the elite team. On the other side, Duhai's head feels like it's on fire. I already said no. He reflects inwardly, acting as if he's genuinely angry. Duhai bends his elbow and questions, so what is this now? Everything's been exposed. Skeleton scratches his head lightly. Sorry. Duhai calms himself. But pretending to be angry is really tiring. Then Duhai warns, do that one more time and you'll get nothing. You'll be unsummoned immediately. Skeleton obeys at once. Yes, sir. Sometime later, in the icy region, they enter Floor 12 of the Korean Black Tower. Floor 12 mission, eliminate 20 ice monsters. Time limit, 3 hours. Completion condition, ice monsters defeated, 0 out of 20. Failure, death, or mission cancellation. Hearing the mission, Duhai trembles, extremely lightly and slowly, while Skeleton appears. Yes. Skeleton's demeanor makes Duhai feel pleased. Great. You answered properly without hesitation. I think I can trust you this time. If we clear Floor 12 too quickly, the recruitment agency might get bored.